Hello everyone and welcome to Kat's Cottage. I'm going to tell you what I've been up to today, and I have a tip. It's not a big tip, but it's a tip that I like. Well, first off, I'm going to show you my soup. Now, don't get too jealous of my soup. Okay, here we go. Now, it's not done yet. It's still in the process of cooking. I put carrots. I put a little bit of broccoli that I had in a freezer bag, just a handful. I've got some beef in there. I got some onion. What else do I have in there? I got a handful of soup beans. And just whatever I could come up with. Tomatoes, my last garden tomatoes. Here's my jar of soup beans. And I don't take very many of them because that's not what I'm cooking. Okay. Now, okay, but I've got that cooking, and also I'm always talking about my vegetables. How when I clean the vegetables that you could boil it and make a broth. Well, I did that. I'm always talking about it and I never do it. So anyway, I did make a broth of the vegetables. Oh, I also got some eggplant left from the garden and some bell pepper in there. So that's what all this is. And if my soup gets into trouble and it needs some fluid, I'll just add some of that. But anyway, that's what I'm cooking for today. But my tip is what I've been wanting to talk about. And let me raise this up a little bit. Anyway, my tip's about rubber bands and a few of their uses. And I know y'all have got some, and I'd like to know what y'all do because I might want to do it. Okay. Now, I started out on my controller. I dropped it on the ground, the floor, and it busted all apart. And I really couldn't get it back. This little detailed area here would not go back, would not fit back. But I got it back enough to where I could make it work. But what I did was, I took rubber bands here, put them right here, and when it drops, and there's some black ones here, you can't see them, but when it drops, that absorbs the drop, the shock, and it's not breaking apart. Well, one, it's got rubber bands on it, and two, that catches the shock of it. Anyway, and here's my other controller that I haven't broken, and I have dropped it a lot. I've got rubber bands on it to absorb the drop. And that almost just happened then. But yeah, just take some rubber bands and put around, if you can get them up in here. I couldn't get them up in here without touching controls. But anyway, I got several here. And then I got my garage door openers. I've got rubber bands on them. One to keep them together. I have dropped a garage door opener and it just went to pieces. And actually had to buy another one. So, because I couldn't get it back and make it work. But anyway, that's what I want to talk about, was rubber bands. Now, these packages, this cream cheese, boy, this is a doozy. You can't get this closed back up. Use rubber band. Onion, in a used bag, which it was clean. Put the onion you don't need. Put a rubber band on it. And then sit it back on your onions in the refrigerator. Okay. This lid goes flying everywhere. Can't keep it to the pot. Got to look for the top. There it is. Rubber band. Okay. Now, behind my door, and y'all might have seen my video, where I made it a little nightgown closet for bedclothes. And I'm telling you, that's the best thing I ever did for myself. I got house shoes there. I know y'all have seen it. Gowns, pajamas. Anyway, this basket here sits right below on the floor. Uh-oh. And right in here is pajamas. You know, when you buy pajamas now, and a lot of you women know this, you don't get the top with it. It's somewhere else, especially at the Salvation Army. The pants are separated and the top is somewhere else. And you see rows and rows and rows. Good luck finding the tops to these. But anyway, I've got them attached. Rolled them up, attached them with a rubber band, and this is sitting right on the floor behind my door underneath my hanging rack for my gowns. Love it. Now, in the other room, the dressing part room, I've got this. This is another basket, and it has my blouses that don't need hanging up, and they've got rubber bands around them. What I do when I pick one out and I take the rubber band off, I just take and hook it on the doorknob or hook it on a knob on one of the dressers in the same place all the time, and I know where it is. Now, there's probably some other things that I'm going to remember afterward, like, oh, I should have told them about this about rubber bands, but that's what I could think of this morning. But that tip is you buy some rubber bands and use them to help you out. Okay, bye-bye.